loves, it's MJ from All True Love. How are you? I hope that you're having a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. And then I watched a brief video like 4 or 5 days ago, and the guy in the video said good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and I felt really like warmed by that, because I often think about that when I'm publishing videos of like, good morning, but it's not morning for some of you guys when you're watching these videos. It could be any time of day. So today I want to talk about living on the edge and how it really does bring me to that very popular expression of don't judge a book by its cover. And how we often get programmed to be so consumed with what's going on out there that we end up like just perpetually chasing the dream, chasing the money, chasing the boy or the girl. Chasing, you think about like a hamster wheel, or that's the image I get, like the hamster wheel, a rat race. I often see like a speeding freight train on its way to nowhere, and everybody's like holding on to the freight train, just being like, everyone's really stressed out, but nobody knows where the train's going. And actually, if people would look outside, they'd see that it's not going anywhere. There isn't some final destination necessarily. So even though it might be a bit scary, I usually recommend, and have done so myself, just jump off, just take a leap, get off the train. It's crammed, it's probably hot and dirty, and nobody's happy on that train, and people are miserable, and people, you might as well jump off, you might as well. And then one person, it's that classic, the cave story or whatever. It's like one person jumps off, has a little roll, and then like gets off and dusts themselves off, and like people on the train are like, oh, damn, look at what he just did, like, look, he's still alive, like, maybe we should try. And then more and more people are jumping off that speeding freight train on the way to nowhere. And there's the only way you can sort of feel into this or vibe this is by doing it in the self, by living it in the self. Otherwise, we just trigger people's unworthiness and or fear patterns and or control patterns. It's all pretty much the same thing. And there's like a rejection process versus just being the integrated being and living on your own edge. That was the point of this. That whole talking about the freight train was that everyone's threshold for when they have to jump is a little bit different. For me, it was 20 years ago. It'd be like, ha! Like, just knowing that, like, dipping, trying to get on the train was difficult enough for me, like having, I worked in a few different independent stores, but even having like a boss, I just, it was never gonna work for me, guys. It was never gonna work. So I went freelance almost immediately after graduating, or possibly even whilst I was finishing my studies. But going freelance and getting an accountant and making sure that kind of stuff is sorted out, and having the faith and living on the edge. And all these years later, I'm aware of that even just going freelance, even working for ourselves, and that's a business in such a way, right? So that is there's an essence of kind of hey, how are you? Nice to see you here. There's always a sense of risk when we're out on our own, when we're not just suckling at the teat of the system. Oh, good one. Very nice to see you here, my friend. When we don't have the regular paycheck and blah, 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 often as a freelancer, we have to face a lot of our unworthiness. We have to face a lot of our fears, and able to step into the, the freelance business career. So that's 10 years, and then what I am living through right now, and which I so look forward to just sharing more of this journey with you, is like the next level of cycling round this manifestation journey. And when I say that manifestation journey, it very much is that thine is the kingdom, the truth shall set you free. It's these teachings of the Christ from within us, as far as like living from the heart and living in unity and compassion with other as the expression of the self. And that is a transformational journey from within us. How we ultimately process that awareness from within. I do remember you, Juan. I actually remember. It's ya boy. It's ya boy. You've got a new name. It was Mario. You had a Mario name as your YouTube channel, so you've just changed your name, my friend. So yeah, I'm looking at these cycles of manifestation, and I can only share honestly because I'm aware that like the again, the form will be different for everybody. The inner process and how we outwork it will be different for everybody, but when we're ready, more people appear, and I think that's legitimate. When more people awaken to their own inner truth, it's when it's like the seeking journey up levels, you could say. Suddenly more synchronicity, suddenly uh, teachers and or students, same thing, really, it appears in our lives. I'm hearing like the freedom break stuff, miraculous opportunities, really cool and aligned encounters. um I'm hearing like miraculous benevolent downloads. So chance meetings and like amazing things just sort of happening overnight as well. That's certainly us done the work and lining it up as well. Hey, you leave, how are you? Um, it's yeah boy. I'm trying to think. There's another somebody who jumps on this channel. Because it's yeah boy. You're reminding me of his handle name. What is it? It's something like Forever Boy or Get It Right Boy or something. Like when I say it, it makes me laugh. Anywho, that doesn't really matter. It's not really that important, you guys. Um, but that's it. That's it for today's share, really, about living on the edge. And I permission everyone to live on the edge because like otherwise we're living in the safety of a prison. Essentially we're living in the safety of a system of enslavement, in denial of a very deep and slightly troubling trauma that the human energy field is harboring. And so we can either keep denying that the pain is there, or we can all just lift the lid and jump ship, and then collectively just kind of like shake it off, dust ourselves off, and try again. Isn't there a song about that? I'm hearing like some kind of R&B tune, and like I'm getting a little bit of like there's I'm sure there's a song about dusting ourselves off, pick ourselves up, and just keep going. And fortunately, once we've had a bit of a fall, we can just kind of be a little bit more humble, right? And hopefully from that place of humility, we can have a bit more compassion for one another and regroup, reset. And that makes me think, and you know what is awesome? We've already got the pioneers leading the way. So we've got a lot of examples of how and why our debt-based economy, thanks Kurt Mill, our debt-based economy is sort of over, and the resource-based economy is ready to pioneer a new new systems of distribution for one another. And then companies like mine, All to Love, can continue to share love, essentially, for people to remember that like they're allowed to love themselves and one another, and that love is lovely, and if it doesn't feel lovely, it ain't fucking love, all right? It's something else. It's something else that people carry, which there's a whole host of different vibrational frequencies. We call them emotions. Some of them are comfortable, some of them not so much, but there's a fair amount, I would say, in the world scale. There's a fair amount of us to own and transform and like clean up. There's like the actual cleaning up of the oceans, but then there's like, look around, people. Like, people aren't necessarily like jumping for joy. We might see those people on screens or in television programs, but when we're just day to day on the street, humanity, we need a bit of a boost, don't we? We need to sort of step out of the misery and darkness of the dark ages. Rochelle, are you though, my friend? Is that legitimately true, Rochelle? I am not. I'm pretty excitable when I'm here on YouTube with you guys. Okay, hopping. Thank you. But I'm always living on the edge. There you go. Living on the edge. I'm not jumping for joy, but I'm always living on the edge. I do jump for joy sometimes. I get a bit kind of giddy and excited sometimes. And where was that going? Giddy and excited. Limping is more accurate. Why? Have you hurt yourself? Have you hurt your leg? Sometimes I like inwardly jump for joy, but like outwardly I might be crying. Oh yeah, the freight train. Yeah, duh. Those of us here, we jumped off the freight train like ages ago, right? And then we're already setting up camp. That's the legit truth for our bros and I was gonna say bros and hoes, but let's not call our sisters hoes. For our brothers and sisters, we've already jumped off the freight train. We're like setting up camp. We got fire going. We're cooking some veggie hot dogs, and then they're in the drones in the masses. People are jumping on the train, but the train. This is the thing. The train's been going faster and faster, so they're gonna have a few more cuts and bruises. But then they'll have less work to do once they get to camp, right? Because we've already kind of like set it up and be like, see, it was fine all along. We just, for some reason, we're on this train. And why were we going? You will, man, well, we're all soulmates, really, aren't we? Rochelle, what did you say? And then it made me think about something, actually. Oh, the tarot. Oh, the universe backing for a huge manifestation. Yeah, I'm feeling that. And I was also thinking like, last night I was leaning on the lovely like law of attraction universe quotes about like the universe does actually, like, I was having that little inner pep talk of like, Molly, the universe does actually love you. Like, you do actually deserve, like, the universe, like, wants to help. And then I'm, like, looking at the crows outside, just being like, really? Show me that. Show me that. Show me that. You can show me that. And I embrace. The thing is, I just love life. And I'm so much happier than ever before that I'm like, what? Do something. Oh, Rochelle. You and your rhyming, my friend. Everyone, this is from our good friend Rochelle. Actually, I really do feel like this is some kind of like wand. A magic wand for me to conjure some good shit. I think that's it, you guys. 13 minutes. I'm like, I have so much to share with you guys. John Beanie, how are you? How is Seattle doing? Is it dreary? Is it all rain-tastic over there? Hi, oh my god, Beth Perkins! You guys, you're all here! Share, I know, Beth, I know. I just spat and then I had to like take the spit off my lips. Hi. Oh, you guys, I get so excited when we're all here having a little jam session in the morning. It's living on the edge. It's the Aerosmith song on loop in my mind, you guys, because I'm hearing some deep stuff. Hey, Rochelle's in Washington as well, right? Thanks, John Beanie. It's come in the last 2 days because I've been saying that and then I hear it and I'm like, damn straight, yo. I am Aerosmith. I am the whole band of Aerosmith and Liv Tyler from Lord of the Rings. Although I gotta say, do I though? No, actually, it's gotta be the Liv Taylor. It's gotta be the R1 character. But I do res with the Kate Blanchett, the slightly more like queen-like one who just doesn't have to do anything. Like, cause Liv Tyler has to like ride around on her horse all the time. You are! Thank you! I love being a mythical creature, don't you guys? For some reason, like Beth, like sometimes when I see blondies with the blue eyes, my friend Josie, I always used to call her a mermaid. Some of us more res with the elves, some of us more res with the mermaids or the mermen. Sometimes we res more with the old unicorns, you know, the mythical creatures. They're a part of our consciousness, right? The dragons, of course. The dragons. I'm sure I had another vision or dream of the dragon. You guys, I literally could just sit here and you guys, talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves, right? I'll pretend like I'm, like, what am I doing? But it's fine. I love being with you guys in any situation. Is there anything else I need to talk about living on the edge? Basically, this is me planting a seed that I'm going to talk more because at some point I'll be talking to you guys from the ground below after, pardon me, jumping off the edge. Oh, and then I also had a vision of the open road, which was quite cool. Very American. Pardon me. My meditation vision yesterday was just me in an open road, which I really loved. Oh, Rochelle, I love you. Oh, and I was saying that in jest. This is what I love. When I host retreats, and I put on a festival back in 2015 with a good friend of mine, actually my landlord as well, and we put on a festival, and this is all the stuff I've done since being in flow and just like seeing how things unfold, right? And so not really like taking on much pressure or burden or worry about this stuff. And when I realized, like, after my first retreat, and then, like, especially, like, with the festival, like, I had all of these subtle insecurities, right? All of these little kind of concerns and worries. And then I realized, like, after, like, day one of the retreat, or just even a few hours, and certainly once people started to arrive at the festival, I suddenly realized, like, oh, like, I'm just here to hold space. Everybody else can just lead the way. So, like, the topics of conversation, yes, you guys should definitely link up, Rochelle and John. Yeah, like, the people who came on the retreat made it what it was meant to be. I didn't have to, like, try to host or, like, you know, try to organize. You just show up and then do what is being asked of you in the present moment, and then everything just sort of reflects that back, right? So, like, thanks, you guys. Like, there's a part of me, I'm in a funny space. Unleash infinite creativity for Shizzle and Izzle, right? And that's just the abundant flow. That's just like the continuum. The continuum now is just this creative ease, right? Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate you guys, and I love you loads. I somehow managed to just turn it all around back to me, but, like, in fairness, that's okay, I guess. But I fly back Thursday. So you're going to the West Coast quite a lot there, eh, John? You guys, don't forget to check out John's page. He produces music, new songs, like, almost every day. So you guys, I think that's it for today's share. Yeah, I'm holding space, and I'm sitting with a lot, and there's much to continue to share. I want to give you guys, like, a big heart love vibrashe. Not a half heart. That's not good enough, Mole. Love heart vibrashe. And you know, like, it's just so pure. It's so simple. It's just love. Like, it's just that. It's just love, you guys. And this is just my heart, my room out there through the internet to all y'all, knowing that all y'all are shining love and light for each other, even with our messiness, and even with our darknesses and our densities. We just can still root it out and find the love for existence itself, right? You guys are epic.